marked down. Yeah, you're good.
We're live? Great. Live from the John Ingold Athletic Complex on the campus of Goshen College, you are listening to our broadcast of Goshen College women's soccer as they are preparing to go underway against fellow sister college Bluffton University of the NCAA Division III, and of course Goshen College of the NAIA. I'm JD Hirschberger here on Play-by-Play, and with me, my color commentator is Andrew Snyder. I couldn't ask for a better partner in crime. Andrew, how's it going tonight?
Going well. A little toasty here at the Goshen College Soccer Complex. The sun not afraid to shine here today, bathing this field in golden sunlight. The field lights are on already, so really planning ahead here tonight. Nonetheless, can't wait for it to cool down. It's going to feel a lot nicer, especially here in the broadcast booth.
Yes. We could use our own relief as well, but it's the players we're mainly looking forward to seeing, especially after a 4-0 win against Holy Cross College just 2 nights ago for a win in their home opener in dominant fashion. There were a couple of factors going in Goshen's way inherently, but you can't deny that the Maple Leafs played extremely well against Holy Cross. Heading into this sort of exhibition against Bluffton, it requires some explanation, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, and a lot of it comes from that NAIA/NCAA D3 thing. So they want to reserve their spots on their full fall schedule for other NCAA opponents, whereas tonight Goshen College wants that experience of playing one of those NCAA opponents. So it works out well for both schools here. Goshen gets credit for the game, and Bluffton gets experience against a good soccer team as well.
Yeah, but a very unique experience. Generally, if a game is a preseason exhibition, it is for both teams, or else it counts for both teams. Brings a lot of questions into account. How hard will Bluffton make of an effort to win this game? Will that be their focus, or will they treat it, as a lot of coaches do preseason games, as a good way to get a lot of experience for some of their younger players? They may pull their players early. They may try their very hardest to win. I'm sure Bluffton would like to come on the right side of the scoreboard, but I'm sure there's an argument from their perspective that it wouldn't be worth getting some of their probable starters for the regular season injured in real live action. Either way, for Goshen College, this game matters as much as any other non-conference game does.
Yeah, and it's interesting, looking over on that Bluffton side, they've only got 15 players on the roster for tonight. Well, you play 11 in soccer, so that means they'll have maximum 4 subs. Now, sometimes teams won't even use will only use 13 or 14 players in an entire game, but you always want to have those players in case you have some of those injury situations where you need players to come in. And looking at the roster, they do have 2 goalies, and so it could come to a point where they have one of those goalies in goal and they need the other one out on the field. So we'll see if it comes to that tonight. Hopefully not. Hopefully injuries will stay injury-free here tonight and have a good, hard soccer game.
Yeah, and even without injuries, we saw against Holy Cross the effect of one bench being much deeper under the NAIA rule set of a pretty liberal rules about substituting. Holy Cross only had 2 available substitutions, and they didn't use them until the second half, whereas Goshen used 9 subs against Holy Cross, and undoubtedly that was an advantage for the Maple Leafs. One they took advantage of, to the credit of head coach Scott Gloden, but definitely an advantage for Goshen then, and assumedly one here tonight, as Bluffton will only have a maximum of 4 subs. But in professional soccer, you only get 3 subs, and you only get to do them once, so maybe it's something we're overselling here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Goshen responds to that. Are they going to look to play a more up-tempo game and really force the hand of the Beavers, make them use those subs, make their players become more and more tired? Goshen does have some speed all over the field. If they really want to use it, they could try that tactic. However, when you're trying to play with speed, that means more long balls, and so you're not having as much possession. So it depends really what kind of game you want to play and how well you execute.
Mm-hmm. And for sure, if nothing else, pride is definitely on the line here for both of these teams. Goshen and Bluffton have not played since 2011, a part of that, of course, being in different levels of collegiate athletics. But sister colleges among the 5 Mennonite colleges included EMU, Heston College, and Bethel College, both in Kansas. There's certainly something on the line there when 2 Mennonite colleges play. Even if we're all about peace on the sports field, we are definitely all about winning. And so it will be between Goshen College and Bluffton University tonight.
Yeah, it's almost sad though. School starts, people start moving in this weekend.
Yeah.
On Saturday is when most of the students are going to show up. So it's too sad that they're not going to be able to make it here tonight and have a full packed stands for this Mennonite rivalry here. But nonetheless, still going to be some good soccer.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. We've got a little less than 5 minutes until kickoff, so we'll take a short break. We'll be back here on our live stream on GoLeafs.net. After this small break, so don't go anywhere. You are listening to Goshen College Women's Soccer here on the live stream of GoLeafs.net. Five. Oop. Welcome back to the John Ingold Athletic Complex on the campus of Goshen College. We are here at the Goshen College Soccer Complex to witness the Goshen College women's soccer team take on Bluffton University's women's soccer team in a match that matters very much for the Maple Leafs and as a preseason exhibition for the Bluffton University Beavers. I'm JD Hirschberger here alongside my co-commentator, Andrew Snyder. We're getting ready to have another great night of soccer. We've had nothing but good matches so far this season. Wouldn't expect anything else between the Maple Leafs and Beavers tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match of players putting on their official game uniforms now, getting ready, doing any final warm-ups as they look to head out into the field and get starting lineups here from the press box. We're going to give them to you as well. First, for the visiting Bluffton University Beavers. In goal, it's going to be number 1, Courtney Davis. She's a freshman out of Richmond, Michigan. Along the back line, number 2, Isabel Friend, another freshman. She's from Findlay, Ohio. Number 5, Taylor Good, a sophomore from Napoleon, Ohio. And number 7, Lauren Foster Wheeler, a freshman from Sydney, Ohio. Moving forward, number 9, Brittany Huff getting the start tonight. She's a junior out of Union, Ohio. She's the team's returning leading scorer and paradoxically also the returning leading saver for the Beavers. She played in goal for a few minutes last season, and as their main goalie from last season has graduated, she now returns as the goalie with the most minutes from the previous season. However, she is on the field as a player tonight, not in goal between the the posts. Continuing on through the starting lineup, number 4, Katie Spadling, a sophomore out of Perrysville, Ohio, getting a start in the midfield. Then also in the midfield beside her is Erica Keller, a freshman out of Swanton, Ohio. 4 players left in the starting lineup. Abby Karikas, a senior out of Curtis, Ohio. Beth Snyder, a senior out of Akron, New York. Caitlin Gardella, a sophomore out of Troy, Ohio. And last but not least, up top as the lone striker tonight, number 10, it's Skylar Liming, a sophomore out of St. Mary's, Ohio.
And for your Goshen College Maple Leafs, in goal, the ever trustworthy Natalie Thorne, senior goalkeeper from right here in Goshen, Indiana. Making a couple changes to the starting lineup with Scott Gloden tonight. Among those changes, we see Janice Haywood, the senior out of Indianapolis, starting at midfield. Another change, Alyssa Arella, a freshman defender from Ann Arbor, is in the starting lineup. So too is freshman mid from Goshen, Xenia Isala. And other than that, we familiar lineup for the Maple Leafs. At the forward position, number 4, Mara Beck from Archbold, Ohio. Jeneth Vela returns as senior defender from Goshen. 13, Courtney Wenger, to Heston College transfer and a senior defender. Number 14, Lena Charles is a junior defender from Plainfield, Indiana. 19, Taylor DeYoung, a junior defender from Grand Terrace, California. Artis Woodward, the senior defender from Newton, Kansas. And number 23, Megan Bauer, the freshman midfielder from Sheffield, England, rounds out your starting 11 for the Goshen College Maple Leafs. As they announce the starting lineups here from the press box, we are eagerly looking forward to yet another lineup. The uniforms for tonight for the Goshen College women, their traditional home uniforms, white tops, black shorts, and white socks with black lettering on the front and back. For Bluffton University, a little bit more convoluted look, something a little more akin to what I've seen the Washington Wizards put on before, but with Bluffton and Goshen College's colors. A purple stripe on top with the white numbers and lettering, then a white stripe with Bluffton in purple lettering, and then gray for the remainder of the top, purple shorts and purple socks as well for the Bluffton University Beavers. For the keeper, for Bluffton College, we have a green top and pants with white vertical stripes, and Natalie Thorne is wearing a gray top with black shorts and black socks.
Yeah, interesting. You mentioned it there, and we haven't touched on it yet. I'm surprised it didn't come up a bit earlier, though. The color schemes of these two establishments, the exact same purple and white, and there's actually rationale behind that. We have to go all the way back to the same origin. It's Noah Byers, president of Goshen back in 1898, all the way to 1913. Then he moved on to Bluffton, where he was the dean and professor for a quarter century. And at both schools, he adopted the colors of his alma mater, which is Northwestern University up in Chicago.
Absolutely. So it's just a little bit of trivia. He really liked that color scheme. He enjoyed it quite a bit. We enjoy it quite a bit too. I don't mind the purple.
Yeah. Also have to give credit. Tony Miller, the one who dug all of that up. Tony Miller, the sports information director here at Goshen College.
Tony Miller digs up quite a bit of that kind of information for us, for sure. We're just about to get going. Goshen College is going to move from left to right, and Bluffton from right to left, but haven't seen an official signal as to who gets the ball first, as both teams are still huddled up and ready to go. A crowd is gathered here at the Goshen College Soccer Complex. Hopefully a few more will come later on. As the players approach the ball, Artis Woodward is going to be given it to start, so Goshen College will start with the ball as they prepare to defend their 4-0 victory. Again, the Leafs moving from left to right, Bluffton from right to left. 45 minutes on the clock, looking to defend that 4-0 victory. Artis Woodward and Mara Beck are at the ball to start this game. And here we go. Woodward will receive it first and pass it back to Janice Haywood. Haywood looking far forward, an ambitious look to Janeth Vela. It's going to get past everybody. And that's Lauren Foster Wheeler who will get it at the back line here on the near side. Vela pressuring her. Ball kicked out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off of Bluffton. So Vela pressuring, and she forces an early turnover. The throw-in is to Janice Haywood. Now to Vela. She kicks it inside. It's going to be defended away by Bluffton, but a shot on goal early on is going to be blocked, but not completely saved. An opportunity arises again, but that shot on goal is stopped. Not quite a strong enough kick from Xenia Isala, but an immediate chance on goal for Goshen College.
Yeah, some kickoff weather for you here. 79 degrees at kickoff and sunny skies.
Just what we like to see as the ensuing punt by goalkeeper Courtney Davis. Finds the feet of Goshen players instead. And now it's at the foot of Taylor DeYoung. DeYoung pressured by Lauren Foster-Wheeler, and Wheeler will come away with it. Now being fought with, DeYoung and Isabel Friend will bail out her Bluffton teammate. Now back to Foster-Wheeler. Pressured by Vela again. It's out of bounds off of Vela.
Yeah, going back to that early offensive opportunity for the Maple Leafs, keeper Courtney Davis seemed to struggle handling that ball a bit. It'll be interesting to see if the Maple Leafs can put on some more shots. Just get them on frame. You never know what can happen.
Absolutely. That's a lot of what their success against Holy Cross was, getting those opportunities constantly and relentlessly pressuring the defense of Holy Cross, and already looking to do it against Bluffton. Meanwhile, play has been scrambling around the midfield since we've been talking. Currently in possession of Bluffton, and now they're getting it deeper into Goshen territory than they have so far in the game. That's Skylar Liming, the lone pure forward on this team. The pass forward looking in to Caitlin Gardella. Now finds the feet of Janeth Vela, and it's going to be cleared out to the midfield, where it will be eventually collected by the Beavers again, but now stolen away by Bauer. Now still fought for it. And now in the middle, Isabel Friend has it again. Goshen College clears up ahead. Artis Woodward is going to try to fight for it, but Friend makes a good enough play, gets it off to Wheeler. Still fighting for possession are both of these teams, neither solidly getting it, but now Mara Beck has a chance. She dribbles past a defender, is going to go into the box. Janeth Vela had it, but deflected off of a defender. A corner kick is coming up for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, good move there from Beck to get the ball down to the corner, then laying it off for Vela, who takes on the defender, tries to put one in the box, earns the deflection. Hey, we'll take the corner kick.
And we saw a lot of those kind of things against Holy Cross, where possession was never necessarily clear, but Goshen College kept on moving the ball forward anyway, so give credit to Goshen as Artis Woodward's corner kick is going to fall to the ground to nobody. That was an opportunity for the Leafs. It fell to the feet of Mara Beck, but she was not able to put it on goal. Or, excuse me, that was not Beck. That was
Lena Charles,
that was Lena Charles. Sorry, I just saw the 4 on the jersey. At any rate, a goal kick coming up. It's not going to be taken by the goalie herself. That's Taylor Good's kick, and it finds its target, Beth Snyder. Snyder nearly has it stolen away, but she gets it off to Foster Wheeler. Foster Wheeler's pass up ahead to Snyder. Will get ahead of Taylor DeYoung. Now Wheeler again. Foster Wheeler working against Janeth Vela, both number 7s, and Vela wins the ball back. A clean steal, and up ahead to Janice Haywood at midfield. Haywood's very ambitious pass will only be secured by goalkeeper Courtney Davis. Far too long.
That was a good 30 yards there.
Yeah. It was an impressive kick, but not necessarily a helpful one. The ensuing punt will be controlled by Goshen, though, and Janice Haywood, who will turn upfield instead of passing the ball. Now Haywood looking ahead to Woodward. Oh, if she had split the defender's legs, Woodward would have had a great opportunity on goal, but as it is, Beth Snyder has it again. Snyder has the ball kicked away from her by Janeth Vela, and Mara Beck is not able to recover it before it goes out of bounds. Well, wait.
I'm going to say we got a touch. Going to stay with the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I didn't see that touch, but I'll trust their judgment.
I didn't see it either.
I'm not complaining about it. Taylor DeYoung throws it in to Mara Beck, who heads it forward. Looks like she thought a teammate was behind her, but instead all she finds is Abby Karikas. Karikas trying to get it away, but only gets it to Janeth Vela in a dangerous position. Vela dribbles around a defender. She's only got one to beat before she can get a clean cross in. She gets it. The shot on goal by Isala was, well, it was a solid attempt, but she was taken to the ground. No penalty was called. No real appeal from Isala either. I think she knows it was a relatively clean play. Still, the possession is ongoing for Goshen. Vela takes a shot on goal, and it touches the top crossbar and bounces out of bounds for a goal kick. Boy, Goshen, I can't even finish my sentences before they restructure offensive opportunities.
Yeah, great job from Mara Beck, playing really well in the middle, not afraid to use her head. A beautiful flick forward there, found right to the foot of Janeth Vela, takes a touch, and then just rips one. And it had the dip, just not quite enough of it.
Yeah, and Xenia Isala on the previous play tried to corral that cross in the middle. She really had to fling her body towards it, which is probably why no foul was given. Now Janice Haywood has it in another dangerous position for the Leafs. She's going to switch fields to the near side, Taylor DeYoung, who flicks it forward. Probably not the spot she was looking for on that flick, as it's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick. Well defended there by Abby Karikas, who shielded the ball from any Goshen players as it slowly rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, you could see what DeYoung was going for there. Beck was making a little bit of a late run into the box there and just not quite enough timing. So probably want to see DeYoung try to settle that one down and either take it to the end line and then cross it in herself.
The goal kick once again finds a Maple Leaf, but now it's being fought for. And up ahead, Skylar Liming had it, but against 4 defenders. Lena Charles eventually comes away with it and gets it up ahead to Isala. Isala initially loses it. It's up for grabs once again. She's fighting for it and heads it to her teammate. Stolen away once again. Erica Keller this time has it for Bluffton. She's double teamed and it goes out of bounds off of Isala. No, it's off of Bluffton. And Alyssa Arella will have the throw in to Artis Woodward. Woodward's touch wasn't great and ends up losing the ball to Caitlin Gardella. Gardella tried to get it ahead to Liming. Liming had to recover backwards to keep possession. And now a clean steal by Alyssa Arella. Janice Haywood taking on the defender 1v1 and now switches fields to DeYoung. DeYoung working against Beth Snyder. DeYoung, another ambitious pass that Courtney Davis will scoop up in goal.
Yeah, Woodward making the run to the corner, Beck making a run to the middle, and she split him right to the keeper.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But hey, it's another opportunity.
Yeah, I'm definitely impressed. Despite no score, we're only about 7 minutes into this game, so reasonable to have good offensive chances with no goals quite yet. Goshen College will definitely get one in the back of the net if they continue to pressure this well. As I say that, Bluffton has no choice but to boot it forward. It's well into Goshen territory, but well out of bounds. Here comes a throw-in, and Bluffton committing very few numbers forward, keeping a lot of people back. And it's been a pretty easy time for the Goshen back line so far.
Yeah, and it's a solid back line. So they're really making sure they're getting to the offenders early and making sure there's no chance that ball enters into that zone.
That back line for Goshen has been passing it along themselves. Falls to Lena Charles now, who switches fields to Arella. Arella to Bauer in midfield. Bauer passes it back to Charles again. Charles will dribble it forward, passes it well beyond midfield, looking for Isala, but Isala's defender, significantly taller, won that ball in the air. That pass is going to go, no, it stays in bounds. I could have sworn that was out of bounds.
Hard to see that far sideline,
yeah,
JD.
It's true. Actually, can't really at all.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to guesstimate where that white line is. At any rate, Bauer has it once again. Still no real offensive threats from Bluffton. That was an ambitious pass for Artis Woodward. It still might come to Goshen yet. Mara Beck throws it in the air looking for Isala. It's going to go into no man's land again. Janice Haywood fighting for it with Erica Keller. Keller wins momentarily, but Janice Haywood manages to get a foot on it. Passes it to Mara Beck, who gives it right back to Haywood.
Yeah, it's interesting there. Woodward and I believe it was Keller. Ball bounced awkwardly in between them, and they're both spinning, looking up in the air, trying to find it, and it bounces about 3 yards behind them.
Every soccer player has had that awkward moment
easily.
where you know the ball is up there somewhere in the air, but you just haven't quite collected it. We've all been there, artists. And another throw-in opportunity for the Leafs. And this one will go to Artis Woodward. She collects the ball just fine. She's got an opportunity to cross into Mara Beck, who does not have numbers, and it shows. The pass intercepted immediately by Karikas. He passes it off to Erica Keller. Keller has it stolen immediately by Arella. Arella takes a shot that's going to be easily defended. Well outside the box was Arella's shot. Might have been an intended pass.
6th shot of the contest for the Maple Leafs. 2 of them have been on frame. And the Beavers yet to register a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely what head coach Scott Gloden must be liking to see. I'm sure he wants to see one slotted in the back of the net, but all of the offensive opportunities going the Leafs' way so far. Arella has it once again as a result of the goal kick. The Beavers cannot keep possession to save their lives. DeYoung has it now on the near side. She flicks it forward to Isala. This is one of the better opportunities yet for Goshen. Woodward comes up with it instead. The goalie was chased out of the box. And now a cross inside is going to be well defended by Bluffton, but a chance for Bauer. Will she take a rip? No. Woodward has it on the outside, and that kick far too high above the crossbar. It's going to be another goal kick, but again, Goshen maintains a good offensive presence. Bluffton cannot keep the ball outside of their penalty box.
Yeah, it's been just over 10 minutes of play, and it's pretty much all been in the offensive half for the Maple Leafs. Exactly what head coach Scott Gloden wants.
Absolutely. Isabel Friend controls the ball off the goal kick this time, and Lauren Foster Wheeler has it on the near side, working against the other number 7, Janeth Vella. Now back to Friend. Friend's pass forward, looking ambitiously ahead. It didn't find its target. Skylar liming, and Goshen will clear away to Mara Beck. Beck near midfield, trying to control the ball against Friend. Beck looking to pass it along the near side. Friend will slide to kick it out of bounds.
Great touch from Beck there, bring that ball down out of the air from the pass from Wengard. Beautiful touch off the inside of her right foot, just brought it right down to her foot.
DeYoung will pass to the back line of Wengard. Wengard looks to change fields, and she will, to fellow defender Lena Charles. Charles moving forward with the ball. Now she'll pass to Arella beyond midfield, but the leading pass was led a little bit too much.
I think we've pretty much all been there as well,
Yes,
where
yeah,
you're not sure if the ball's
absolutely.
coming to your feet or if it's leading you on a little bit, and it's the other one of what you thought.
Yeah.
You get some, you don't.
Bluffton's throw in, not to anyone in particular, and stolen away by Goshen again. Isala loses possession, but immediately out of bounds for another Goshen throw-in. 33 minutes and change left to go in this first half. Still goalless between your Goshen College Maple Leafs and the Bluffton University Beavers. Taylor DeYoung has it in the backfield, now passes to Vella. Vella back to DeYoung, still working against Beth Snyder. Vella and DeYoung continue to kick it back and forth to each other until Vella decides to switch to the midfield, and Bauer. Bauer tosses it right back to Wengard. Goshen College will play this game all day long until they see that opportunity downfield. Wenger sees it and gives it to
There it
Isala.
is.
Yes. Alyssa Arella on the far side looking for Artis Woodward. Intercepted, but intercepted right back by Arella. Here's another chance for the Maple Leafs working against Taylor Good. She gives it off to Isala, who dribbles it inside. Now Janice Haywood has it just outside the mark, and her shot on goal is well defended.
Another time the shot's right at the keeper. I can't wait for this time the Maple Leafs actually put one outside of the reach of the keeper just a little bit. See that keeper have to move for it and still make the save.
Yeah, and it's a testament to any shot you're going to take outside the box just has to be a rocket. Maybe it's a rocket that won't go on frame, but if you kick a ball that moves that slowly, almost any goalkeeper in the country at any level is going to be able to react in time. Maple Leafs offensive possession is not done, though. Janeth Vella has it on the near side to DeYoung. DeYoung moving forward against defender Beth Snyder. DeYoung gets past the defender to Janice Haywood, who passes it back to Bauer. Bauer looking to Isala. Her header inside the box was brilliant, but just a little bit too high for Artis Woodward. Barely too high. That header was nearly brilliant. Goshen College's opportunity still has not ended. Woodward fighting against Courtney Davis for the ball, but when you're able to slide and grab the ball with your hands, it's certainly an advantage.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere the ball goes, the Maple Leafs are there waiting for it. Janeth Vela anticipated that pass, that outlet out of the box, and immediately put it right back where it came from for the Maple Leafs.
Courtney Davis's punt goes off the foot of her teammate Isabel Friend and out of bounds. So another immediate turnover for the Beavers. DeYoung will throw it into her back line of Wengard at midfield on the near side. Now Bauer has it in the middle. The pass ahead to Janice Haywood. Haywood will give it right back to Bauer, who will give it to Lena Charles, who's directly at midfield. Now Charles moves above midfield and passes to Arella. Goshen's back line doing exactly what you would want, defending their territory, but helping their offensive players bail out of bad situations. Now it's DeYoung, who has it relatively in midfield, passes it to Beck on the near side, who passes right back to DeYoung. DeYoung working against Isabel Friend is going to run right past Friend. Now we'll have to contend with Foster Wheeler. The cross inside, deflected away, and somewhat out of trouble by Foster Wheeler. It's going to be collected by Bauer near midfield, who will pass it right back to DeYoung. Goshen still with as good of opportunity as ever. Bauer to Haywood in midfield. Haywood, Katie Spadling, pressure from behind, gets it off to Arella on the far side. Arella, some fancy dribbling around one defender, but couldn't get it past Spadling.
Interesting to see 15 minutes gone by, and when you're playing 15 minutes of more or less straight defense like the Beavers have been doing here, it's interesting to see how much longer all of their legs can stay up or if they're going to have to start bringing in their limited subs.
Absolutely. Still no substitutions from either squad so far. Wouldn't expect it quite this early in the game. We'll see how the Beavers treat this game, though, again, as a preseason exhibition for them. Goshen College comes away with the possession again. No foul called and some contact in the middle. That benefits Goshen as Mara Beck might get a shot on goal. It looks like Artis Woodward might have a chance, but just misdribbled it a little bit in the box, or she had a clean shot on goal.
Yeah, it took a deflection and ended up right at her foot on a little give-and-go looking like thing, even though she definitely was not expecting it and wasn't quite ready for it, because when you're not expecting it, what are you going to do?
Yeah, another situation all soccer players have been in. Definitely not expecting the ball to come right to their feet. Wengard has it on the back line, gives it to DeYoung. DeYoung's touch a little off, but she recovers and gets it to Vela. Passes it back to the line of Wengard again. Now Wengard looking deeper, again for Artis Woodward. It bounces right over the head of the defender, Brittany Huff, and it's going to be Isala who comes away with it. Now Isala at the far corner of the box passes it back to Bauer. Bauer has a shot on the outside if she wants it, but she doesn't. Ahead to Vela, passes it right back to Bauer, whose shot is defended once again by Courtney Davis. A nice give-and-go option by Vela to Bauer, so Bauer could have an unguarded shot, but still not quite enough power, at least not as much as you would like, from a shot outside the box. Now Isala has it again. Up ahead to Woodward. This might be her best chance yet. Woodward's shot is stopped at the feet, but she recovers and scores!
And her immediate thing is to start clapping. As a team goal, everyone knew it was a beautiful ball forward. The first shot was deflected down. Keeper didn't know where it went, and right to the foot, just knocked it home.
Yeah, the keeper came up. What you're supposed to do there is slide into it and, again, use your advantage. Grab it with your hands. Instead, she simply deflected it with her feet, and when you do that, it could go anywhere. Most of the time, it'll go away from your immediate jurisdiction. That's what it did, and Artis Woodward put it in the back of the net.
Also, another silver lining from that moment. Keeper Natalie Thorne got to get in on the action. She ran all the way to midfield to celebrate with her fellow classmate because hasn't really seen the ball yet.
Yeah, and Natalie Thorne has not had to do very much. I don't believe has touched the ball at all
not
so
at
far
all.
this game. It's 1-0 Goshen in a game that means very much for them. Here at the 28th minute of play. Or excuse me, 15th minutes of play. I can't do math. I can't do math. Not that much time has passed. Courtney Wengard up ahead after the ensuing possession. Bluffton lost it relatively quickly. 1-0 Goshen College ahead of fellow mental rival Bluffton University. Ambitious pass up ahead to Artis Woodward won't go out of bounds. It won't. Woodward saves it.
Fancy footwork there.
Arella will have an opportunity. Passes it inside to Janice Haywood, who will give it to the back line again. Now inside, an opportunity. Not very strongly guided away, and it's another goal! Woo! This time it's Janeth Vela. The ball fell to her feet after a pretty so-so clearance by Lauren Foster Wheeler. She took the opportunity from the outside, and we talked about it. You got to put juice when you kick it from that far out. And not only did it have juice, it had perfect placement.
Yeah.
Just kissed the bottom part of the top crossbar and went back down into the goal. And it's another score for the Maple Leafs, up 2-0, reminiscent of their first half against Holy Cross. It's already 2-0 Goshen, and an immediate steal. I can't exaggerate how immediately Goshen College got the ball back after the ensuing restart. A dangerous header backwards by defender Isabel Friend. And Janice Haywood will control it at midfield, gives it off to Bauer. So even without any substitutions coming into play, Goshen has taken a 2-0 lead, just starters via starters. Taylor DeYoung going forward with it now for the Maple Leafs. Gives it off to Woodward, on the near side. In a position to cross, potentially. The Maple Leafs don't have numbers in the box, but she's going to try anyway. And it's going to be collected by Courtney Davis. It was a good job sealing off Mara Beck by defender Taylor Good. Courtney Davis looking to punt the ball. Davis's punt intercepted by Janice Haywood. And giving it off to Foster Wheeler. Wheeler controls it at her feet and races past Janeth Vela. Beats the defender. Now what will Foster Wheeler do with it? She's fighting against DeYoung now. Tries to switch fields, but immediately intercepted by Lena Charles and Alyssa Arella, the only person in position to go and get it.
Maple Leafs just continuing to play the same game plan. They've got a 2-0 lead now, and that it really helps in terms of you can lighten up. You got that first one, and it kind of showed after they got that first one, immediately responding with the second goal. And you mentioned it did go off the underside of the crossbar, but it was pretty close to that side post as well, almost in that upper 90, one could argue. The Beavers working down far into the offensive. I think this is the farthest down the field they've gotten as they earn a throw-in. About the 18-yard block extended out over to the far sideline for a throw-in. Is now 10 of the 11 Beavers are in the offensive half of the field.
Yeah.
The 11th being the goalie.
Bluffton trying to capitalize on the opportunity while it comes to them, and a cross inside is going to be certainly an opportunity. It's going to go out of bounds off of who? Off of Bluffton. A goal kick coming for Natalie Thorne, and our first substitution of the game.
Asia Green checking in. She's a senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and getting a break for the rest of the first half at least is number 4, Mara Breck. Had some great runs down the sideline, getting into the middle of the action, so a well-deserved break for her.
Absolutely. Beck just important to that 2-0 lead as any other player on the field. Janeth Vela has it. She gives it ahead to Haywood, but deflected out of bounds.
Also of note, interesting to see Asia Green playing a bit more, looking more like a forward, a central forward position. Her past 3 years here at Goshen College, she played as a right back. So Scott Glow not afraid to switch up positions and put players where he thinks they play better with this set of players.
Yeah, and from this position, Green managed to score a goal. This time, Green's kick forward is going to roll innocently for a goal kick. Wow, it almost stopped rolling right
that would have been
at
fun.
The flag. That would have been great. The closest two players would have had to run like at least 15 feet just to get to the ball if it had actually stopped there. But as it is, another goal kick coming up for Bluffton. It looks like that's Taylor Good who's going to take it over the goalkeeper. Good's kick almost to midfield. Bounces past midfield, but right to DeYoung. Now the ball being fought for in midfield. It's going to be won by Courtney Wengert eventually. Gives it off to DeYoung. Great pass, but DeYoung's touch goes out of bounds. And the throw-in coming in for Lauren Foster Wheeler. 2-0 in favor of the Goshen College Maple Leafs over Bluffton University. And Asia Green comes away with it after the ensuing throw-in. Bauer looking ahead for Isala. And fighting for it in midfield, eventually won away by Goshen again. And Arella, is she going to save it from going out of bounds? She will. Arella has it on the very far side. Crosses it into the middle, right at the top of the penalty box. Woodward comes away with it and gives it to Asia Green. Green will take a rip, and it's going to be caught by Courtney Davis. Plenty of power, but right to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good offensive opportunity, connecting some passes, finding the open player, takes a hit, puts it on frame. That's all you can ask for.
Exactly. Davis's punt. Looks like it sails over the head of her intended target, and Velo will pop it into the air in the direction of Isala, but undoubtedly Brittany Huff is going to be the first person to get to it, unless it rolls out of bounds, which it will.
Technically, she is the first person to get to it as she picks it up for the throw-in.
She still is.
Technicalities are so much fun, JD.
Yeah, I know. Huff going to be the throw-in. And going to be another throw-in? No. Artis Woodward's deflection is saved out of bounds by Artis Woodward. And DeYoung has it on the far side. Who's she going to look for? It's Woodward. Ooh. Woodward would have had to have taken a running shot on one touch. And she was there in time for it, but the swing was a little mistimed. And now 3 more subs coming in for the Goshen College Maple Leafs.
Checking in, 16, Maddie Berkey, the senior out of Goshen, Indiana. And right beside her, another senior from Goshen, Indiana. It's Karina Flores. And also checking in, number 28, Deanna Ramirez, the freshman from Ligonier, Indiana. I believe it was Hayward, Janeth Vela. I didn't quite see who the third to come off was there, JD. Did you catch it?
I might have caught it at one point.
Let's see. Bauer, I believe, is no longer out on the field. That would be it.
That is correct. Lena Charles has it, still one of our original starters in the game. Passes ahead to Isala. They've been doing a lot of that seeking ball forward to Isala, and she's been doing admirably for being physically outmatched. But here's an opportunity for the Maple Leafs up ahead to Artis Woodward, but that actually materialized into not much of an opportunity. A defender sealing off Woodward and Courtney Davis getting to it first.
Yeah, first touch for Berkey coming into the game. Just weighted that pass a little bit too hard. I'm sure calms down, gets the nerves of the game they start settling away, she'll make that pass next time.
Sure. And it's a hard-seeking ball. Meanwhile, a shot on goal is registered for Bluffton as we were talking. Liming didn't really get ahead of the defense. She still had to take a shot from about 25, 30 feet out. So not a real threat for Natalie Thorne, but technically the first shot on goal, and save of the game. Save of the game from Natalie Thorne, I should say.
Goshen sticking with a 4-3-3, and it's similar to what we've seen on the men's side. A flat four across the back, then a triangle of three more central midfielders, and then three attackers, and the two wingers expected to drop back a bit on defense. However, haven't had to do it yet this game.
Sure. The back line has been doing plenty well enough all on its own and helping the offense in the way a back line is supposed to. Bluffton has a rare extended possession, but not anymore. That kick forward is only going to find the glove of Natalie Thorne, who rolls it ahead for DeYoung. DeYoung being pressured by Beth Snyder, but she's going to easily evade that pressure with a great move. Deanna Ramirez will touch the ball for the first time this game. Ramirez will simply pass it back to DeYoung. We'll give it to Courtney Wingard on the back line. Wingard will swing it out on the far side to Lena Charles. Charles now moves it ahead to Arella. We've seen that switching field work so well. Bluffton seemingly not able to follow the ball in that situation. And now Artis Woodward has another chance just outside the penalty box. And that is not going to be a pass inside to Asia Green, or at least it was intended to be. But
her and Asala both going for the ball. It looked like Asala might have been a tad offsides on that one.
Yeah. Either way, the ball comfortably secured by Courtney Davis in goal. And now Snyder being pressured from behind. It's going to go out of bounds off of Asia Green. And a stoppage of play. The Empire stopped play despite no injuries that I can see of on the field or any fouls or anything like that. So not entirely sure. Bluffton players getting a chance to drink some water. I don't know if the stoppage of play will be for very long. No, it won't.
It'll be interesting to see what that was for. He went to the press or the scorer's box down on field level there to talk something over. It looks like now assistant coach Drew Nussbaum is up in the student section talking with them. Apparently the ref did not like something one of the fans shouted out.
Something a lot of the fans were shouting out, perhaps. At any rate, a certain chant has been replaced by another.
And the student section adequately responds with the chant, "The ref hates fun. Ref hates fun."
Yeah, a relatively innocent chant they were doing. I don't think a ref has ever taken exception to it.
I didn't actually catch what the original chant was when the ref jogged over. Nonetheless, we continue on in soccer.
Yeah, the soccer game is still going. No shots on goal or anything major that we've missed. Asia Green not able to secure a pass to her deep in Bluffton territory. And it's going to be sealed away by Brittany Huff. And kick to the outside where Erica Keller will come away with it for the Beavers. Keller up ahead to Kathleen Gardella, who will kick it out of bounds. The ref signaling for more substitutions, 4 more for the Maple Leafs. All right, I'll watch who's leaving.
All right, I'll watch who's checking on there. First, number 8, it's Dusty Diener, and number 20, Caitlin Huey. Number 26, jogging over to the far side, McKenna Zimmerman. And up top, the returning leading scorer from the Maple Leafs last season, Melody Drinkwater.
And it's Taylor DeYoung, Lena Charles, Artis Woodward, and Alyssa Arella, who will be taking a break for the rest of the first half. We've got 17 and a half minutes to play, and now here's a chance for the Beavers. That cross inside is going to look for Beth Snyder, and nobody could come away with it. 3 Goshen defenders and Snyder all missed the ball, but it was Deanna Ramirez who came away with it for the Maple Leafs. And now that's Karina Flores getting one of her first touches to Asia Green. Green's pass backwards.
Looked like Huey was trying to make the overlapping run, whereas Asia thought she was dropping it back, and then Green would be making the run.
At any rate, Goshen has it once again. Karina Flores tried to collect that ball with her head, ended up bouncing off of her shoulder, it looked like. At any rate, Flores actually gets it back. And now it's at the feet of Zimmerman. Zimmerman started last night's game. Now coming on off the bench. No substitutions for Bethel yet. We talked about it earlier. They do not have that luxury quite as much. Melanie Drinkwater's pass inside to Maddie Berkey is going to mean an opportunity for Berkey. She'll take a shot, which is saved. Berkey didn't have a great angle and had to kick with her left foot. but still an excellent opportunity. A great touch pass from Drinkwater. Looked like it may have been deflected by a Bluffton defender, but it got through to Berkey. It was a good chance once again for the Leafs. Asia Green has it meanwhile. And another offensive possession. Maddie Berkey working it, steals it from a defender, passes it back to Ramirez. Ramirez again to Green. Green forward to Drinkwater. She's got an open shot on goal. She'll take it, and it's saved again by Courtney Davis.
Ooh, that far side netting was wide open there. I'm sure Drinkwater is beating herself up over that one. But that just gives her more and more fire looking for that next one.
Yeah, Melanie Drinkwater, the returning leading scorer for the Leafs, even though she missed the last 3 weeks of last season with a bad leg injury. But we're glad she's back now, coming off the bench today, already with a shot on goal. Deanna Ramirez has it in midfield in the circle. She passes it ahead to Isala. Isala to Maddie Berkey, but the leading pass led her a little bit too much, and it's stolen away by Foster Wheeler. Up ahead now, Gardella. On the far side, Erica Keller crosses midfield, trying to work against Zimmerman. Now Zimmerman pressures her a little bit, and that pass to herself up ahead is mishandled and stolen away by Zimmerman. That's what pressure does, folks. And now an opportunity again in transition. It's Drinkwater. She's got to dribble the ball and run against Karikas, and she fakes out Karikas. A shot on goal is too high. What a great run by Melanie Drinkwater, but again, not able to put the shot well enough on frame. And our first Bluffton substitution, as well as another for Goshen College.
Yeah, again and again, more and more opportunities for the Maple Leafs subs as we enter the final 15 minutes of the first half. Xenia Isala checking out for the Maple Leafs as Megan Baumgartner sees her first action. She had the first goal of 4 against Holy Cross for the Maple Leafs. Checking out for the Beavers, number 27, Caitlin Gardella, and checking in, number 15, Taylor Best, the freshman from Westchester, Ohio.
Deanna Ramirez pushing it forward. That was that pass was leading Asia Green well too long. It's going to go out for another goal kick. And once again, Taylor Good is going to take it for her goalkeeper. Or excuse me, it looks like Brittany Huff will take it. Huff's kick will make it to the midline. And stolen away by Wengard. Great read by Wengard and the run to intercept. But now it's being juggled around in midfield. Best getting her first touch on the ball and eventually gets it to her teammate Keller. Now Keller moving forward. The pass ahead. Liming is not going to be able to get to it, but now she does. The clear attempt was not quite good enough. Now Liming's kick inside is deflected out of bounds. A corner kick coming up. Now, a lot of things can happen on corner kicks, Andrew. Just because there hasn't been a lot of offensive pressure doesn't mean the Beavers don't have a shot right now.
It's interesting, on that last goal kick down at the other end, the Maple Leafs were pushing forward a lot, weren't expecting a big kick, and then the kick made it all the way to half field and gave the Beavers a bit of an advantage moving forward. And now they've got a corner kick out of it.
The corner kick is a short one and wobbly, but it is going to find the foot of a Beaver. What's going to be the result? A long shot will not trouble Natalie Thorne in the least.
Yeah, it ended up sailing wide, I think, as she hugged her post and watched it go out of play. Sub checking in for the Maple Leafs, number 3, out of Bellingham, Washington. Rachel Short-Miller, the senior Heston transfer after her first 2 years, checks in. And looks like coming out is going to be Courtney Wengard. And they're going to move Deanna Ramirez back to the back line, and Rachel Short-Miller will head into the midfield.
One Heston transfer for another. Natalie Thorne with one of her few touches in the game, this goal kick. Bluffton pressuring upwards, not really respecting her leg. And the kick is eventually going to find the foot of Bluffton. Now it's Rachel Short-Miller who comes away with the steal. And it's to the back line of Huey. Huey's kick deflects off a Beaver. And the throw-in is right to Karina Flores, still on the near side. The pass up ahead to Drinkwater. Drinkwater let it roll off the back of her head, hoping Megan Baumgartner would be there, but an easy collection for Karikas. But Karikas' kick forward is collected by Flores. Flores' pass is also intercepted. And now a chance for Bluffton. Liming's pass on the outside, going to be fought for and eventually won by Bluffton's Erica Keller. Now Keller still fighting with Zimmerman on the far sideline. Looks like it has gone out of bounds off of Keller.
Yeah, there's good defense there from Zimmerman, not giving up on that ball. And she was ready to take that throw right away, had to wait for the official to finally say, yes, it is Goshen's ball.
Yep. Now ahead to Melanie Drinkwater. Drinkwater gets ahead. 3-on-1. Will Berkey get to the ball first? No. Foster Wheeler managed to beat Berkey to the ball. If Berkey had gotten there, she could have very quickly passed it off to either Megan Baumgartner or Asia Green. And Foster Wheeler committed so hard it would have been a pure one-on-one against the goalie. But credit Foster Wheeler for slide tackling cleanly in. And that opportunity for Asia Green will fall a little outside of her area. And Courtney Davis will collect another ball for another punt. Courtney Davis has certainly been a busy goalkeeper tonight. Reminiscent of Haley Dasinger for Holy Cross just 2 nights ago. Megan Baumgartner collects the punt. And Melanie Drinkwater will pass it backwards to Rachel Short-Miller. Now gives it to Huey. Huey working along the near sideline against Beth Snyder, both number 20s. And Rachel Short-Miller's pass right to Foster Wheeler. And Bluffton will try to engineer another offensive possession. Bluffton doing a little bit better since a shaky start at the beginning.
Yeah, both teams seem to have settled down a bit. The Beavers getting a few more touches on the ball. Not as shaky. They did have to make the road trip out from Bluffton here to Goshen as the Maple Leafs have another attack.
And it's Melanie Drinkwater. Is she going to get a shot on goal? It's going to be deflected away for a corner kick. Drinkwater could have chosen to keep that in ball and keep the possession alive, but I think this is the right decision. The numbers weren't quite there for Drinkwater. Definitely the angle was a poor one. It's a longer kick from out there, but it's, I think, probably a better opportunity. At either rate, we're going to see Caitlin Huey.
Second corner kick of the contest for the Maple Leafs. Huey, the junior out of Muskegon, Michigan, transferred into Goshen.
Huey's kick. Is that high enough? It is. It falls at the feet of Rachel Short-Miller, but she wasn't able to collect it. Asia Green's shot is deflected away by a defender. Huey has it again, so we're just going to repeat this corner kick. Huey's kick is to Asia Green, who deflects it too high.
A volley out of the air. Ambitious from Green, but I like it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, that's how you really win at soccer. You have to be able to land those technical kind of kicks because she settles it down on her feet. She's got 3 defenders swarming her. I think Asia Green's instinct was good. The execution was just not quite there, but that is the definition of a very hard shot. A lot of professional players wouldn't have been able to bend that perfectly on goal.
Checking in for the Beavers on the dead ball, number 11, Aubrey Bartle, the freshman out of Newton, Kansas, seeing her first action tonight.
Foster Wheeler actually has it on the far side. She's been working on the near side most of the game. Her pass inside offensively for the Beavers was deflected away, but it's Beth Snyder who's going to come away with it on the near side, actually. And now Snyder gives it back, and Bartel will take her first touch, and it's not a good one. She immediately loses it to Asia Green. Huey will pass forward looking for Drinkwater, but it's deflected up into the air. Who's going to win the ball? Rachel Short-Miller will. Well, deflected away once again to Isabel Friend. Friend's pass stolen away by Green. Rachel Short-Miller has it again. She passes it back to Huey, who's trying to evade defenders. She does so. Short-Miller will give it to Asia Green. Great ball movement by the Leafs. A lot of defensive pressure there. It didn't break, but Asia Green's pass looking for Megan Baumgartner didn't get past the defender, or Baumgartner would have had a solid chance. And once again, Courtney Davis cleans up a long searching ball looking for Maddie Berkey.
Yeah, really trying to go for that thread the needle there, Green, trying to slot that ball over to the far side, and just couldn't quite do it. The gap just a bit too narrow.
Once again, Goshen coming away. The punts and goal kicks have not been working out in the least for Bluffton, often resulting in turnovers. You kind of consider those balls 50-50, but not really. Here's an opportunity for the Leafs, though. Megan Baumgartner was off sides, though. It's hard to talk about how well Goshen is playing without needing to interrupt ourselves to once again remind you of exactly how well they're playing.
Yeah, they are really controlling this first half as we dip down 7 minutes left in the first 45. A 2-0 lead, doing well for the Maple Leafs.
A commanding lead for Goshen, and they are playing commandingly too. Honestly, it could just as easily be about 4 or 5-0 if a couple of shots had been a little more crisp on the part of Goshen. But
I have a feeling it's going to get there.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about how it's going so far. Karina Flores will clear it up ahead, looking for Asia Green. Green not able to control it, but she will chase Bartel at the back line, and Bartel's touch not good. It goes out of bounds for a Goshen throw-in.
It'll be interesting to see. Bartel does seem a bit timid out there. A freshman here for the Beavers and still only have played in exhibition games. Might be a little intimidated out there against a Goshen team that's already played 2 games and coming off of a strong 4-0 lead and now has a 2-0 lead.
Melanie Drinkwater given a standing ovation as she leaves the field once again as Talia Borum, a freshman forward from Indianapolis, will be given her first section of the game. Foster Wheeler, no, it's a foul, registered against the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, Kate Spadling took a little bit of a tumble there, easily assisted to the ground by Maddie Berkey.
Notably, I believe the first actual foul we've had over the course of this entire game. At the very least, yeah, that is correct. The first official foul called to either team. The free kick is going to go to Bartel. Bartel will work against Rachel Short-Miller. Her pass ahead is true to Liming. Liming immediately swarmed by Maddie Berkey and Deanna Ramirez, so she has to pass it to the near side. Beth Snyder working against the other number 20, Huey, and our 20 wins. But Huey's still got to get past Snyder on the other end. Her pass is right to Isabel Friend. The offensive opportunity right back again. Wow. Rachel Short-Miller did not fall for that ball fake on Isabel Friend's part. She ends up slightly coming away with it. That'll be booted out. Are they going to call that a deflection or a goal kick? A goal kick. Yeah, that's what I thought it should be.
Just over 5 minutes left. The Maple Leafs back in control. Not that they weren't in control,
yes,
really.
It has solidly been Goshen College's game thus far. And Natalie Thorne will kick a short goal kick to Dusty Diener, who managed to sneak into the game. Diener, another Heston College transfer. Gets it up ahead to Karina Flores. Flores' pass is intercepted and eventually finds the feet of Foster Wheeler working against Zimmerman. Zimmerman has been tough on her marks all game long and does so again. But Foster Wheeler able to pass it back, get it slightly out of trouble until Maddie Berkey gets a foot on it. Once again, it finds the foot of Foster Wheeler, though. A lot of dancing and passing around to get it to basically the same place. And now it juggles around to a couple of players until it's eventually saddled down by Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets the last laugh. Or just Foster Wheeler, who has it again. Dusty Diener will track down. Long searching ball. What's she going to do with it? She has plenty of time, not pressured by anyone, but she's going to kick it forward all the same. Looking for Megan Baumgartner, who is hurtled to the ground. But no foul called on Brittany Huff.
Yeah, the last 4 minutes, you usually see one of two things in college soccer. Either that's when the most dangerous times when teams make that last push, or it's the time where both teams are just too tired from the first 40 minutes of the half, and so they're just almost ready to get into halftime. And I think it might be a little bit more of the latter here, as most of these players have been on the field, at least for the Beavers, have been on the field the entire time, and so they're just trying to keep those legs alive, get to that halftime break where they can talk things over with their coach.
Meanwhile, Bluffton's first foul is registered, and Dusty Diener takes the free kick up ahead forward to Huey, who dribbles it into the corner. Now she has to beat Bartel. She does. The left-footed corner strike into the middle finds the foot of Asia Green. She's going to have to fight for it. Green dancing around defenders. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Borum. Excuse me. Green is number 25. Borum is number 24. At any rate, eventually finds the hands of Courtney Davis. That punt, a short one, looking for Beth Snyder. It finds Snyder, but her touch wasn't good, and immediately to the feet of Rachel Short-Miller. But now Bartel has it, being pressured. A slide tackle from Asia Green will earn her a steal. A for effort.
An interesting slide tackle is more of one, oh no, I'm falling. Hey, look, there's the ball.
Yeah, it's not what they would teach you in soccer camp, but, you know, if you steal the ball, you steal the ball in my book. Her cross inside was straight to Courtney Davis, though, so we'll have another punt. Bethel has struggled to keep possession from these situations, and so they do again. Only 2 touches until Rachel Short-Miller comes away with it. Up ahead to Berkey. Berkey working against Spadling. Spadling eventually comes away with the ball. Spadling not able to corral that ball right at her chest, and Berkey once again fighting for it in midfield. Are a variety of Beavers and Maple Leafs, eventually settled by Beth Snyder, who is now taking the ball to the near side. Working against Rachel Short-Miller, she passes off to Skylar Liming. Liming passes it back to Snyder. Kind of triple teamed here. Where will Snyder go? Deflected off of Rachel Short-Miller's foot.
Yeah, Short Miller does a great job. They're kind of creating a wall on this near side. The first attempt to get through, Short Miller knocked it back, and then the second one knocked it back again. And finally, the Beavers decided, okay, we're switching the field. We're getting away from this.
Goshen playing to its advantage that they have fresh legs. When you put yourself in a defensive position where you say, you have to dribble around me, I am not going to give you any angle. You have to beat me on foot. That is where you, as a player with fresh legs, are saying, I am not tired. You are probably tired because you have not had a substitution over the course of this game. That is a long
lot
free
of power.
kick. Plenty of power off frame. Almost tempted to call that a shot from about 40 yards.
Statistically speaking, it is a shot. Not a shot on goal.
Yeah, it is a shot. Not really one that troubled Natalie Thorne, though.
Under 60 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Thorne's goal kick. Will Goshen look to score again in the final moments? They did so with 50 seconds left in Tuesday night's game. And Dusty Diener is charging forward like she wants to get in on the scoring action. Diener will now pass it ahead to Berkey, but the searching ball was a little too long, and Foster Wheeler will come away with it. 35 seconds on the clock. Foster Wheeler taking her time against Zimmerman. Now that pass to the far sideline did go out of bounds. It's a throw-in for Goshen as the clock continues to tick down under 30 seconds. Might have one more offensive opportunity in this first half. Either way, Goshen's going to go in with a solid lead. Here's Borum. Up ahead to Maddie Berkey. Is Berkey going to win this run? She won't. Easily cleared away by Abby Karikas. And with 6 seconds left, I don't think we're going to see an opportunity. Megan Baumgartner has it at her feet. She passes it forward to Karina Flores, but it doesn't find Flores' feet. And that is the end of the first half between the Goshen College Women's Maple Leafs and the Bluffton University Beavers. 2-0 in favor of Goshen. We're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about what we saw in the first half and what we anticipate in the second half. I'm JD Hirschberger. With me is Andrew Snyder, and we'll be back from the John Ingold Athletic Complex. Back here live from the John Ingold Athletic Complex, I'm JD Hirschberger, bringing you Goshen College women's soccer here on a beautiful Thursday night. I couldn't imagine a better night for soccer, Andrew.
Yeah, it's lovely. The sun behind some clouds right now, so we're getting some shade. The field lights now, we understand why they turned them on, providing a little bit of extra light here as we move throughout halftime. And it's a great night. Student section finally showed up. All the students who happen to be on campus for extracurriculars that started before the regular school year, all out here making a ruckus, having a great time. And the Maple Leafs lead 2-0.
Absolutely. What else could you want from that first half? Goshen, maybe you could say, could have put more goals in. They had plenty of shots on frame, and only 2 of them went to the back of the net. But honestly, that's about as far as the complaints could possibly go. Goshen College is playing fantastic, certainly better than Bluffton here tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Looking at it, some actual official statistics there. Shots in terms, the Maple Leafs lead 18-4. And in terms of shots on goal, Maple Leafs have 10. They've reached double digits already just there in the first half. The Beavers did register 1 shot on goal there in the first half. So Natalie Thorne was tested 1 time.
Yeah,
or we could say
from about 30 away. So not a terribly threatening opportunity for Bluffton has come their way. Just a couple of corner kicks as well. Goshen has possessed the ball much better than Bluffton. I mean, that's just a staple of winning at soccer. Have the ball at your feet far more often, and those offensive opportunities are going to come to you far more often than your opponents. We talked about it earlier. The advantage of having a much deeper bench goes solidly in Goshen's favor. We've used a number of subs so far, whereas Bluffton has only had the courtesy of the luxury, I should say, of using just 2 substitutions so far in this first half. And that's of the 4 available to them, one of them being a backup goalkeeper. So we'll see what they bring us in the second half. But Bluffton playing an exhibition game. As we said before, this does not count towards their record. So it's very possible. Head coach Rhonda Galshock said, you know what, we don't actually, Gottschalk, excuse me. You know, we don't need to win this game. I don't need to have any of my players injured. It's very likely Bluffton has more players waiting back in Bluffton, Ohio. Didn't make the trip because they didn't need to be tested here in this preseason game for the NCAA Division III Bluffton Beavers. Even so, the players on the roster who have shown up for Bluffton tonight have been outplayed by the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there, one of those extra subs being the backup keeper. And the backup keeper being warmed up right now on the field. It's number 0, Caleb Penrod, freshman out of Marysville, Ohio. I'm guessing, as this is a preseason game for them, why wouldn't they put in their other goalie, give her a chance to get some minutes, get some experience against a team who has been shown they have 18 shots. They're not afraid to take it and rip it right at frame.
And meanwhile, I see in the opposite goal, backup goalie Molly Zook is warming up for Goshen College. It could just be a part of the normal warm-up routine, but it wouldn't be out of the question for Natalie Thorne to be given a rest. Hasn't really been challenged. Like we said, just 1 shot on goal and from very far away. Might be a good opportunity to get Zook some minutes. This is definitely a game that still matters, as we said before, for the Leafs, but they've controlled it rather solidly thus far, and I'm not sure a change in goal would affect that too greatly.
Yeah, I really don't think it is. I mean, one concern that the Maple Leafs may have with a keeper like Molly Zook is very good at getting down low, is very quick at getting to her posts. However, her one downfall isn't quite the tallest keeper, can't quite reach the shots that are just up there along the crossbar. So should the Beavers be able to get a high shot in and hit that very, very small target line across the top of the crossbar? Otherwise, Zook is very good in goal, covering ground from left to right.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anything like that from the Beavers so far, so I would assume Molly Zook would have done just as well as Natalie Thorne in that first half had she been in goal instead. Again, a 2-0 advantage for the Goshen College Maple Leafs as they head into the second half. And let's go over the goals we had in that first half. It was 18 minutes into the game that we saw Artis Woodward slot one past. She had a variety of opportunities at various parts in the game. She finally got another one that she got her feet to, but the goalkeeper wisely came up to the top of the box to defend it, but unwisely chose to let it deflect off of her feet instead of go and grab it with her hands. Woodward collected the rebound and had a fairly easy shot on goal after that. Just a minute later, and another goal was slotted into the back of the net.
This time it was Janeth Vela with a rocket of a shot. It really just took her time and put it home off the underside of the crossbar there on the far side. Almost hit the far post as well. So would have hit a post either way and did a great job of putting that one in, giving the Maple Leafs that insurance goal and the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, we had been talking about how a lot of the shots from the outside for Goshen kind of seemed like they were settling and weren't quite the positioning or the speed that we'd like to see from a faraway shot, but then Janeth Vela said, all right, I got it. At any rate, a 2-0 lead for Goshen as they head into the second half. They've gone back to their bench to take a break, and we'll take another break before we head back and talk about what the Leafs need to do in the second half. I would assume more of the same, but we'll hear what you have to say, Andrew, after this break. You're listening to Goshen College Women's Soccer on the live stream on GoLeafs.net. Welcome back to our live stream of Goshen College Women's Soccer live from the John Ingold Athletic Complex. I'm JD Hirschberger. My color commentator today is Andrew Snyder. And Andrew, we witnessed a dominant first half for Goshen. What do they need to do to keep that going?
You know, they just need to keep playing the exact same soccer they did on Tuesday and the soccer they've been playing tonight. Just a lot of possession, keeping the offensive forward. And that was something I commented there in the first half, how much of the time the ball was in Goshen's offensive half. And anytime you have that, that automatically guarantees you're pretty much going to be generating opportunities. Otherwise, the other team is just playing possession in their own defensive half, which doesn't make sense. And so it's a good sign to see all of these 18 shot opportunities for the Maple Leafs, 10 of them on frame. That's an even better statistic to really show how much the Maple Leafs are pushing forward and getting good opportunities. Now, a lot of those shots have been right at the keeper and therefore didn't result in goals. But 2 of them found their way into the back of the net, and I'm sure they're searching for more here in the second half.
Looks like we can see roughly the starting lineup for the Goshen College Maple Leafs. Molly Zook will make her first appearance in goal tonight for the Maple Leafs. And actually, before I announce the starting lineup, I have to tell you what they're doing. They have joined hands and are doing the wave with their connected arms. What a lovely gesture for the fans who have come out today.
Do a dance together, a Goshen classic.
Yes, absolutely. They have done a dance together. And now let's remind you who's on the field. It's most of the starters from originally. Again, Molly Zook is a notable replacement. Listing off the players as I see them: Alyssa Arella, number 6, Courtney Wingard, Taylor DeYoung, Lena Charles is back on the field. We've got Bauer, we've got Janeth Vela, we've got Megan Baumgartner, not a starter in the game. Janice Haywood is back in the game. And staying in is Talia Borum.
No.
Nope, I'm sorry.
Asia
That
Green.
is Asia Green.
You say the name, and then she turns so you can actually see the number.
Then she turns. And now I can see the white headband, which was the main way I was telling them apart.
And last but not least, over on the far side of that circle, Rachel Short-Miller.
Rachel Short-Miller is also there. Looks like it's the lineup that ended the first half. So Taylor Best is on the field for Bluffton, and other than that, mostly the starting lineup. And we have kicked off. Abby Karikas has it at the back line for Bluffton. The teams have switched fields, so Bluffton is going from left to right and Goshen from right to left. And that means this goal should see a lot more activity in the second half.
Yeah, the goal down nearer to the student section, which I'm sure will create more upheaval there and a louder cheering for the Maple Leafs.
All right, good to have an equal opportunity for both sides of the field to see some offensive action tonight. Maple Leafs putting some more pressure, and that's going to be a kick out of bounds. Miscommunication from Isabel Friend, and Taylor DeYoung on the far side will throw it in. She has an easy opportunity back, but she's going to press it forward to Janice Haywood instead. Haywood will give it right back to DeYoung, and what will she do with it? With her foot. Now she passes it back to Bauer. Bauer pressured in midfield. She's going to switch fields to Lena Charles. Charles has an easy out on the near side, and she'll take it to Arella. Arella right back to Charles, working along the back line. Goshen, as we said before, is perfectly willing to do this all game long until they see that through ball. And DeYoung now has it, and she pushes forward against Beth Snyder.
Yeah, I sure hope they don't do it all game long. That'd be a boring second half.
It would, but it would be effective. They're up 2-0. They're not the ones who need to push forward. Janeth Vela gives it to Janice Haywood. She has to run around the referee and a defender, but gives it off to Bauer. Now Bauer trying to push forward, gives it to Vela, who will kick it in, looking for Baumgartner on the near side of the penalty box, but it's intercepted. Now Vela has it again. She falls down at the top of the box, but no foul given. The ball is cleared back to DeYoung, still possession for Goshen. Rachel Short-Miller has it on the far side. With the potential to cross it inside, she'll take the short pass to Vela instead. Vela tried to give it back to Rachel Short-Miller, but it's intercepted and kicked out of bounds by Abby Karikas. Another throw-in coming in for Taylor DeYoung. DeYoung could be looking inside the box if she has the arm strength. She gets it to Rachel Short-Miller on the very edge of the penalty box, who eventually gets it to Janeth Vela, and right back to DeYoung, who has now a kicking opportunity. She does cross it inside. It will be defended by the goalkeeper. And that looks like it's Kayla Penrod, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is. Who has replaced Courtney Davis in goal. Davis was doing a fine job despite giving up those 2 goals. 10 shots on goal, 8 of them saved, is a pretty good percentage for any goalkeeper. It's a hard life when you've got 10 shots on goal in a single half of play. At any rate, Goshen has the ball again. Megan Baumgartner not able to settle it down cleanly, and Lauren Foster-Wheeler will kick it out of bounds off of Baumgartner.
I'm actually going to say Wheeler touched it last, so it's going to be flipped back over to the Maple Leafs. Zarella inbounds to the middle for Haywood.
Kicking it around and eventually finding Liming. Liming working against the faster Arella, so she has to kick it a little bit earlier than I'm sure she would have liked. And a great job there by Taylor DeYoung. She didn't stab at the ball. She knew all she had to do was shield the ball from the only offensive threat, Taylor Best, and Molly Zook cleaned it up easily. Textbook defending there.
It's interesting because it took Natalie Thorne a better part of that first half to get a touch, and now 3 minutes into the second half, and Molly Zook already handling the ball.
You want to get people fresh. Bluffton's trying to help her out. Get those nerves out of the way. That first touch as a goalkeeper in a half, and your mind is instantly much clearer. I can promise you. When you're waiting,
yeah, JD, you played some keeper, didn't you?
When you're waiting to touch the ball for the first time as a keeper, you're worried that your hands will have grease on them that day. Like, what if I mess it up incredibly? And then you catch it and you feel its familiar feel, and you're like, yes, I can hold on to this ball whenever it comes my way now. Taylor DeYoung makes a steal in the defensive third, and she's going to run Eventually gets it up to Rachel Short-Miller playing a forward position now. And Megan Baumgartner is all alone, but looks like she's in an offside position. They won't get it to her yet. And she returns back onside. Now Baumgartner is in a foot race for the ball. She's going to win. What will Baumgartner choose to do? She dribbles it inside. She was trying to dribble it to herself for a better shooting opportunity, but a little bit too far in front of herself as Brittany Huff clears it for a corner kick. So Megan Baumgartner looking for her second goal in as many games. We'll have to try to get it on this corner kick. Who's going to be taking it? It's coming in from Alyssa Arella. Arella's goal kick is stopped by Megan Baumgartner. She does get that chance. Her shot immediately blocked, though. Once again, it's Brittany Huff who
too many players in the way. You got a corner kick. You got so many players in the box.
And there's a shot on goal from well outside the box, easily defended by Penrod. How many times in this game have two players of the same jersey number matched up, at least with the 720s and now 9s? We have seen the matchup. Goshen winning most of the time because Goshen is winning most of the time.
It's a good way of putting it, JD.
Lena Charles has it on the back line for Goshen. Is she going to move upwards? Yes, she will. Looking for Baumgartner, who settles it at her feet. Great touch by Baumgartner. Baumgartner touches it to the inside. She's going to keep charging forward. She's got Asia Green on the run. She will take it to Green, but the kick was a little too far, and Penrod will come up kicking. And she gets it right to Foster Wheeler. The kick forward, looking for Liming, is going to be bounced around and eventually falls to Bauer.
Yeah, it was good goalkeeping skill there from Penrod in goal. Saw that through ball coming and knew that she could get to that ball before Green could, and so she came out of her box to get to that ball and cleared away. That's a sign of a good goalkeeper. And Penrod, only a freshman, she's got 4 more years of collegiate soccer if she wants it. That's a very good sign.
Yep, absolutely. You don't need to be limited to the penalty box. If your best position is as a defender in that play who can only use their legs, then do it. I mean, yeah, you're right. Perfect play by Penrod. Meanwhile, a throw-in opportunity comes for Bluffton. Isabel Friend will take it. Friend's throw-in doesn't find the feet of a Beaver and instead will be cleared away by Bauer. At the back line, Bluffton will kick it back to Penrod. Penrod will clear it with her left foot. Janice Haywood heads it forward to Baumgartner. Baumgartner just outside of her reach. And once again, we'll get to Brittany Huff. Huff tangled up with Haywood, will lose the ball, and Haywood dribbles it right past her. What will Haywood be able to do? Baumgartner's behind her. Green is to the side. Green fighting for it with her body and not going to win on the opportunity, but Arella will chase it down. Much better hustle than Lauren Foster Wheeler there. Maybe some of the fatigue we talked about earlier still settling into play. At any rate, Bauer took a hard body check there from Kate Spadling. They were playing advantage at first, and now the free kick will be given to the Leafs.
Yeah, good move from Bauer there, flicking it actually behind her left leg with her right leg around the defender, and then the defender ran into her and picked up the foul.
Alyssa Arella is going to take the free kick. This is the only free kick of its kind for the Leafs so far, in a position where they could potentially take a shot from here. Goshen lining up 5 players at the top of the box. Interesting that Bluffton is actually not. Oh, now they are matching the numbers. Just as I said that, Jennifer actually backs off of the line. Where will Arella go with this? She is going to try to kick it over the line. It's an opportunity for Lena Charles that was just scooped up by Penrod. If Charles would have gotten a handle on that ball, she might have had an easy shot on goal. As it is, it winds up in the hands of Penrod, whose punt goes directly to midfield. Yeah,
that's a great set play from the Maple Leafs, because either that ball is bouncing right at the feet there, and so either Charles gets a touch on it and it goes around the keeper, or Charles doesn't get a touch on it, but the keeper thinks she's going to get a touch on it and goes past both. So that's great goalkeeping from Penrod there to just go for the ball as she sees where it is. Don't worry about another player potentially touching it. Play what you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, stoppage of play here a little bit just to get the ball back down to Bluffton's defensive half for another free kick. The free kick is a rocket looking for Liming, and if she can make the separation, Liming might have a bit of a run here. But her cross inside easily collected by Molly Zook. No one else was going to get to that ball. as Janice Haywood makes a sliding play to keep the possession for Goshen. Great hustle by Haywood, and she actually gets up and takes possession of the ball. Now Haywood making a long striding pass for Rachel Short-Miller, but once again, Penrod knows what to do in that situation, goes out of her goal and kicks it away from trouble. Penrod wants to go, oh no! But just as soon as we complimented her, Penrod actually kicks it right at Asia Green, who fortunately for Penrod, unfortunately for the Leafs, was not able to handle it. Possession is now settled in midfield of all places, and another hard foul again committed by Spadling on Bauer.
And again, it was the exact same move.
Yeah, pretty much. The crowd didn't like it. Looks like,
Why would a crowd ever like that in the home field?
Yeah. It looks like Kate Spadling was really just kind of caught off guard there. She kept her body in one place because she was fooled, and Bauer ran into it in her pursuit of the ball, which is a foul, but certainly nothing malicious. Bauer has it near the half circle in front of the penalty box. Janeth Vela now trying to whip it around. Rachel Short-Miller took a rip. It was not on target.
Yeah, continuing offensive opportunities for the Maple Leafs. Not afraid to continue pushing this pressure. They do have that 2-0 lead here, so we dip under 35 minutes remaining. But also to take note here, for the Maple Leafs, they want to win this game, and they have much better opponents coming up, especially in the conference season, because the Crossroads League has the best team in the nation in Spring Arbor.
Yeah.
And so you got to continue pushing and practicing the little things here against a team that you can manage to do so with.
Absolutely, and we mentioned before that Bluffton maybe toning it down a little bit, not giving a full energy, because they don't win-loss wise have a reason to do so. Only the pride of this very friendly rivalry between these Menno schools. Possession has shifted quite a few hands since we left you off. It's going to go out of bounds off of Bluffton. So a throw-in is coming in for Goshen College in the offensive attacking third. We'll see what DeYoung does with this throw-in. It's a seeking ball for Rachel Short-Miller, who heads it up looking for Asia Green. The ball's going to be won by Penrod. She's making play after play back in goal.
I'm almost curious why she didn't start in the first half. She's playing spectacularly here tonight.
Yeah. I have to give credit to Courtney Davis, though. She was doing fine. Her punt well past midfield will find the back line of Goshen, and it's Arella who lines up with it. Now Bauer mishandled the ball at first, but she'll give it to the back line of Wingard. Wingard swinging it over to the far side, and DeYoung. DeYoung to Janeth Vela, who approached her to get the ball. Vela crosses midfield and flips it ahead to Asia Green. Green is onside, and she's got a run on the ball. Will Green take a shot? She will. A diving save required. But Penrod keeps her clean sheet for this half. Asia Green outrunning her defender there and getting a clean opportunity from the corner of the box. But the ball just a little bit too much in range for Penrod. Courtney Wingard works around a forward and gets ahead to Asia Green. What an amazing pass by Wingard. I wasn't even in that state of mind. And now Megan Baumgartner, her touch in the middle doesn't matter because she was offsides.
Not sure I agree with that call. It looked like the ball actually came back towards midfield on the spin there, but nonetheless, it's the call. And so that's how the game goes.
Yeah, Baumgartner's touch off the chest. Not sure if she would have been able to corral it for a shot on goal, but it doesn't matter. The borderline offsides call is made. Goalie Penrod will take the free kick. And it goes ahead to Liming, who's immediately double-teamed by Charles and Arella. Charles wins and continues to put pressure on Liming. A nice move will get around Charles, but her pass inside to Foster Wheeler was ineffective, and Molly Zook will end up cleaning up a cross that didn't find its target, Taylor Best. Zook keeping her own clean sheet for the second half and a general clean sheet for the Leafs as they still lead 2-0, about 8 minutes. Or sorry, with 32 minutes left to go in the game. That's 13 minutes into the game.
Into the second half.
My simple math is failing me tonight. If I got
okay,
the
JD. The year hasn't started yet.
Exactly. I haven't taken a math class in several years, so that's my excuse.
Yeah, I tried to get sports information director Tony to make the clock count up for a game or two just to see what it would be like. He wouldn't go for it.
Just to test it out,
It'd be easier for the broadcasters. Come on.
Janeth Vela has it in the attacking third for Goshen, trying to work around defender Caitlin Gardella. Continues to do so, but eventually finds the foot of a different Beaver, who passes it straight to Bauer. So the offensive possession continues. Bauer looking for Baumgartner. She's in the box. Baumgartner's one-on-one against the goalkeeper, and a save. Baumgartner's left-footed strike, not quite powerful enough.
Yeah, it was the right idea. Just looked like she might have caught a bit of the ground before catching the ball on that shot, and it's unfortunate. But, hey, it was the right idea. She'll look for another opportunity.
Yeah, clearly not Baumgartner's dominant foot there, but still a great opportunity. Goes by the wayside. Taylor Best is trying to work on her own chance on goal, but her run swiftly ended by the swarming Goshen defense as Janeth Vela comes away with it. Vela's pass inside is seeking to Rachel Short-Miller, to come, and Arella is going to clear it up wide. Will Asia Green actually get this? She got a foot on it.
That was a fancy touch. I'm not sure she meant to do it.
Vela coming away with it after a scrum. Courtney Wingard, miscommunication between Wingard and DeYoung, but DeYoung will still recover and pass it right back to Wingard. Good safe plays by Goshen when they get in those awkward situations. Sometimes it feels like Bethel is trying to push when they don't have to, when they can play it safer on the defensive end. Goshen's certainly practicing that.
Yeah, not afraid now as we dip under 30 minutes left here in this contest. Looking for a bit more possession here as they move through the middle with Bowers.
Asia Green is the intended target of that pass, but it will be stolen by Friend, who immediately gives it up to Bauer. Janice Haywood, the target of that pass. She tried to flick it forward to Baumgartner. Would have been a fancy play. Oh, and now we have Lauren Foster-Wheeler on the ground for Bluffton.
She is wearing a brace on that right knee. However, now it looks like she is holding more down towards the ankle.
Yeah, hopefully not re-injuring anything, but we're going to need a trip from the athletic trainer and a stoppage of play here, as Goshen College, despite not putting a goal up in the second half yet, has continued to dominate for all intents and purposes, and with a 2-0 lead, that's all you really need to do. 2-goal margins of victory are just as useful as 4-goal margins of victory, like we saw against Holy Cross the other night.
Head coach Rhonda Gottschalk looking for an explanation there on why that wasn't called a foul from the center official there, and he explained that while it was slightly from behind, Bauer went straight through, got all of the ball, and then a split second later, Wheeler, who was going for the kick, then fell over her. And that's a completely clean tackle. Got all of the ball, none of the player. If the player then initiates the contact, not expecting the defender to be there, there's not much you can do about that.
And Foster Wheeler, we're happy to report, seems okay. She walks off the field on her own power after being helped up, but she will be replaced by Erica Keller, one of Bluffton's starters earlier in this game, as we're going to reset play near midfield here. The referee pointing in Bluffton's direction, but it seemed like Goshen had possession of the ball.
I think they're going for the sportsmanship play here and giving the Beavers the chance to then punt it back down towards the Maple Leafs, which they do.
And a great call by my color commentator, Andrew Snyder, perfectly predicting exactly what would happen as it began to happen. Janeth Vela has the ball now at the midfield circle. Janice Haywood on the other side of the circle is just dribbling past Spalding. Spadling.
It's okay. I've done the same a few times.
Vela's touch not so good. It's going to be stolen away by Liming. Liming trying to work against Vela. Boy, Vela is relentless when she wants to get that ball. Keller will get her first touch since re-entering the game. A deep searching ball by Brittany Huff will be headed back towards midfield. Janeth Vela will head it again, and this time it will be collected by Bauer in the midfield, working against Keller. Bauer swarmed by Taylor Best, Spadling, and Keller, but gets it away to Arella on the back line.
Janeth Vela, one of those players playing in the midfield again today. We talked about it earlier with Asia Green, who spent her first 3 years as a defender as a right back. Well, Janeth spent her first 3 years playing more right back or even playing as a center back some, and now she moves into the midfield as well. So a lot of defenders moving forward here. It's an interesting strategy, and it's working out for Glodden.
That pass searching forward for Rachel Short-Miller evaded both Miller and defender Isabel Friend, so Friend has to recover backwards, get it back to Kayla Penrod. Penrod's kick sails over the intended target. Who's going to win it? It's Courtney Wenger at the back line. Wanted to get it up to Rachel Short-Miller, but the long pass was a little off target. Fighting for it again in midfield, both teams, and Bluffton eventually comes away with it. That looks like Liming. No, it's Beth Snyder fighting with Janeth Vela, and Vela wins once again. Pretty used to Janeth Vela winning in those situations. Doesn't disappoint. DeYoung to Bauer. Bauer switching fields to Lena Charles. Will Charles switch fields completely to Arella? No, she'll turn it back upfield and cross midfield herself. Charles up ahead. The ball headed back. Spadling fighting for it with Haywood. We'll just pass it back to the line of Brittany Huff. Huff, as we mentioned, the returning leading scorer for Bluffton. That slide tackle is deemed clean by Janice Haywood, but it does go out of bounds off of Haywood, so.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the slide tackling defending here from the Maple Leafs tonight. Both Haywood, Vela, Bauer getting in on it some, all making very clean slide tackles here. I'm curious if that's something they've practiced.
And Liming not able to control the ball quite well enough to get that cross in, but it deflects out of bounds off of Lena Charles. So Brittany Huff will have another throw in, relatively deeper. Again, we just don't see the Beavers get this deep into Goshen territory very often, so if they want to get on the scoreboard, they have to convert on opportunities like this. Liming's cross is immediately deflected. It's going to go back to Huff, who will cross it in again. Vela's clearance was not very safe. It landed at the feet of Beth Snyder, but recovered once again, and Molly Zook comes away with it.
Yeah, that skipped over 2 Goshen defenders' feet to the back post, and there was a player waiting for it, but wasn't expecting either of those 2 defenders to miss it, so wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, some players thrive in that chaos. Others would like some more, but Asia Green now in an offensive possession of her own. Instead of passing it to Megan Baumgartner, Green chose to shoot it herself, and her shot was just a little off target. I don't mind the decision, but it is going to be deflected out of bounds for a corner kick is the call, as we have some more Goshen substitutions.
Diana Ramirez checks back in. She saw action in the first half, as did McKenna Zimmerman, who takes on the field. And Xenia Isala, who got the start tonight, now seeing her first action of the second half. It's Haywood, Bauer, and DeYoung checking out.
The corner kick taken from the far side. Alyssa Arella will take it again. Arella's kick is a good one. Who's going to collect it? It's headed up into the air. Not collected cleanly by the goalkeeper Penrod, but a foul called against the Leafs.
Yeah, it looked like Charles might have been pushed over, which then caused the goalkeeper to fall over. Unfortunate, but nonetheless a free kick for the Beavers.
Penrod will take it back to the spot of the foul, which is roughly the exact same position as a normal goal kick. The left-footed goalkeeper. Kick sails over Rachel Short-Miller's head. And fighting for it is Zimmerman. Zimmerman and Janeth Vela, sisters in constantly winning the ball in those kinds of situations. A great defender, and she contributes once again. Gets it back to Lena Charles on the near side of the field, who passes ahead to Arella. The pass to Arella was a little ahead of her. She got a foot on it, but was only able to deflect it out of bounds for another throw-in. Arella will take it. Back to Lena Charles. Charles immediately pressured by Liming. Liming passes beaten to Janeth Vela. Vela's pass inside, eventually intercepted. But Zimmerman will come up with it again to Rachel Short-Miller. Asia Green and Megan Baumgartner up high. See if they look for them as Vela has it in midfield. Passes it back once again to Zimmerman. Zimmerman will switch fields to Charles, as the Leafs have been doing. Charles mishandles it, but no one's there to clean up the mess except her. Charles will now take it up herself. She's looking for Asia Green. The pass was well over everyone's head, but looks like the ball's going to stop rolling just in time for Green to get it on the near sideline. Green will try to cross it in. Spadling gets to it first, and that is out of bounds for another throw-in.
That was a very impressive ball from Charles. Perfectly weighted over the head of the defender. Green turned and ran to the corner and got to it just before it went out of play.
Arella's throw-in is to Janeth Vela, who's not able to keep it very long as she's swarmed by Beavers, but it'll go out of bounds once again off Bluffton. So Arella with another throw-in. Looks like she's looking for Deanna Ramirez this time. Headed away, though, by Spadling. Back in the direction of Arella. Now Arella fighting with Erica Keller. Lena Charles ends up coming away with it. Her kick is long. It bounces over the defensive head of Taylor Good. But that's not quite good enough to get it past Kayla Penrod, who has it in her hands. And the left-footed punt is a great one, well over midfield. Isala getting her first touches since her return here in the second half. Give it back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman slips it past Beth Snyder, and Vela has it. Pressured, she'll give it right back. Zimmerman and Vela giving it back to each other. Now Vela will go forward with it. Her chip inside, the Leafs have numbers. The ball being fought for in the penalty area. Megan Baumgartner not able to win that exchange. Taylor Good is, and just able to clear it. But Rachel Short-Miller collects it once again for the Leafs. Janeth Vela up ahead. Megan Baumgartner will have another opportunity. She crosses it inside. Ooh, that was a great look by Megan Baumgartner. Was immediately pressured, but was able to curl her foot back around. And some substitutions now coming in.
Karina Flores, Artie Woodward, and Melanie Drinkwater all returned to the action, all for the first time here in the second half, but all three did play there in the first half. Lena Charles, Asia Green, and Megan Baumgartner, the three players getting a break.
Asia Green and Megan Baumgartner, a well-deserved rest. Put a lot of offensive pressure up there, especially coming off the bench tonight.
21 minutes remain here in regulation. Goshen leads 2-0.
Alyssa Arella will give it in to Janeth Vela. Vela will turn around and give it back to Courtney Wingard. Courtney, a stalwart back there on the back line. Almost never see her misplay a ball. She has it now pressured a little bit by Taylor Best. And now Karina Flores will take it up. Playing on the back line now is Flores. She had been playing a little bit more midfield earlier. Kick by Isala makes it past everybody, but it looks like Isabel Friend is going to be the first person to get to it, but Rachel Short-Miller fighting for it. Short-Miller goes to the ground, and that ball goes out of bounds, and last touch by Friend over the end line, so it's a corner kick.
Fifth of the night for the Maple Leafs, and Woodward immediately jogs over to that far flag to take this one.
Yeah, Alyssa Arella had been taking some of them, but they clearly prefer Woodward when she's on the field.
It's going to be a right footer, so it's going to be an outswinger. Aiming for about that 6-yard box, swinging out towards the in-between there in the penalty spot.
A little bit short on the kick itself. It's collected in the box by Karikas, but it'll just go out for another corner kick harmlessly enough. And that's what happens when you put pressure on the defenders in that position. Often their best option is to just make another corner kick happen because you don't want to risk that chaos in the box.
A substitution here between the two corner kicks. Checking back into the action, Caitlin Huey along the back line, and Alyssa Arella going to get the break.
That corner kick a little more directly to Deanna Ramirez. Now it's going to be flicked in, but not on target and not troubling the goalkeeper Penrod. But Huey has it once again. She'll give it right back to Woodward. We'll have essentially another opportunity. Ooh, looks like she was fouled.
It looks like she tried to make a cut into the middle. However, defender was there as well. Might have tripped over the ball a bit there. Nonetheless, no whistle. It'll just be a goal kick.
And it looked like Artis Woodward was the one who kicked it forward, and the defender just brought her to the ground. But as it is, Erica Keller on the receiving end of this goal kick. Spadling, nice triangle offense, gives it right back to Keller. But Keller's pass too easy to intercept for Karina Flores, who gives it to Vela. Vela going forward against Spadling. And Beth Snyder gives it off on the far side to Zimmerman. Zimmerman charging up with it, relatively untried. Looking ahead to Deanna Ramirez. Ramirez will have to backtrack, but she will get it back to Vela. Vela's pass to Woodward was short-sided, an easy interception, but Vela has it once again. Even when Goshen's offensive opportunities don't immediately work out, they seemingly always get the ball back. Another opportunity has presented itself this time for Artis Woodward. She was trying to head it just over the head of Penrod, and it would have worked, but the direction was not quite on line, and it's out for another goal kick.
Yeah, see, the Maple Leafs not even creating their own opportunities. However, but the pressure is what's creating the opportunity on that one. As Drinkwater applying the pressure there, looking to get something off the foot of Huff, and then she ended up putting it right to the middle of the box to Woodward.
Ball sails out of bounds off a Maple Leaf. Another throw in for Bluffton. Isabel Friend will throw it in. Snyder loses it to Ramirez. Ramirez gives it back to Zimmerman, who switches to midfield, and Karina Flores. Flores goes up to Vela, and Vela completes the switching of field to Huey. Now some numbers for Goshen as Huey charging forward. Melanie Drinkwater has a break on the ball. She'll have to choose between going in for a shot. No, she's going to take a cross into the box. It evades all of Goshen's offensive players there. Closest was Ramirez. But on the other end, Rachel Short-Miller cleans it up. Another cross into the box. Drinkwater had an opportunity for it, but it's knocked away for another corner kick, which Artis Woodward is immediately jogging over to take.
7th corner kick of the night for the Maple Leafs. And going back to that, the start of that play, a beautiful run from Drinkwater. Stayed flat along that line so as not to be offsides. Knew that the pass was going to be the corner, so just waited long enough for Huey to make the pass, then went for it.
Woodward's corner is a bit short. It stumbles to the feet of all the players in there, but it is going to be Bluffton who finds it first. Cleared out to Zimmerman. Zimmerman will try to reset the offensive opportunity. She kicks longingly to Vela. It bounces around several players. The Leafs have numbers again. Deanna Ramirez is just outside the box. Now has to dribble it outside a little bit more to retain a clearer possession. Karina Flores gives it up to Huey on the near side, working against Keller. Huey kind of beats Keller. It goes into the air, but it will settle at the feet of Isala. Isala working against Keller now. She'll give it back to Flores. Flores will give it to her back line of Courtney Wenger. No real good options. Trying to shake up the defense once again. Janeth Vela has it now. Going to be able to work. She's working past Liming. And now is going to have to pass it back again. That deflected off of the chest of Spadling is going to wind up at the feet of Isala. Where will Isala go with it? Forward to Drinkwater, and that's just going to be an offsides. Drinkwater just a little bit off the line. It looked like Penrod was going to get to that ball first anyway, but doesn't matter. The offsides is called just outside of the penalty box. And some subs?
Not on the offsides.
All right. What would I do without you, Andrew?
15 minutes left here in regulation. Goshen still leads 2-0.
Bit of a scrum in the middle results in a Goshen possession, and Drinkwater has another breakaway opportunity. No numbers for the Leafs, but Drinkwater is going to try to cross it in again. No, she mixes up her man. Comes away to Deanna Ramirez after a deflection. Ramirez, will she turn around and shoot? No, wisely checks it back to Vela, who will take a long shot. Vela looking for a repeat of her first half goal, but is a little off the mark for a goal kick.
3 subs, 2 for the Maple Leafs first. Dusty Diener and Maddie Berkey checking in as Janeth Vela and Courtney Wenger getting the break. And then over onto the Beaver side, number 7, Lauren Foster-Wheeler checks back in as a much-deserved break for Caitlin Gardella.
Yes, we're glad to see Lauren Foster-Wheeler is fine after suffering a bit of an injury scare earlier. Now I see Mara Beck trying to check in, but she's going to have to wait till the next opportunity as play has resumed. Both teams fighting for it in midfield, eventually going to be won by the Leafs and Isala. Senya Isala gets it forward. It's deflected, but Artis Woodward has another opportunity. Her kick forward. That searching ball to Melanie Drinkwater was the right idea, but the execution was a bit off on the pass. An easy save for Penrod.
Yeah.
Just a collection, I should say.
Woodward knew right away after she hit that, as she immediately put her hands on her elbow or on her knees in frustration there.
And meanwhile, an opportunity materializing for the Beavers. That is going to be a corner kick for Bluffton. On the counterattack, it was Liming who kind of forced a clearance by Goshen, and Molly Zook will be tested on this corner kick. Taking the kick is Liming, the lone dedicated forward for the Beavers. Liming's kick is a good one in the position you want. Spadling was there to take the shot, but she couldn't corral it. And it's Isala who comes away with it and just clears it as far as she can. Will they be able to save it from going out of bounds? No. Maddie Berkey not quite there in time.
Looked like she might have got to it. It was slowing down quite fast, and she was picking up speed, so unlucky there. Under 13 remain here.
Isala Going forward to Artist Woodward. Woodward, will she win that? No, she's going to be called offsides.
Yep, she was just a little too ambitious there. You could tell she was trying to wait for it. She wanted it so bad, but the defender saw it coming and just stopped running backwards, and Woodward continued on. That's offsides.
Well, I'm glad, for one, that Goshen is not settling for this 2-0 lead. They are continuing to make these runs and these fast break opportunities that have worked out relatively well as far as garnering good chances, but some of the execution in the box has been a little bit off. And with a 2-0 lead, you can afford to make some of those mistakes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure the adage fully applies here, but they say that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer in terms of that third goal is what matters the most, because if the Make-Believes get it, then that pretty much seals the game if it's not sealed already tonight. Whereas if the Beavers could somehow find that goal, all of a sudden they're only down 1 goal with just about 10 minutes left, and they have the momentum. You never know.
Meanwhile, Melanie Drinkwater has an opportunity, and it still goes to Artist Woodward. Penrod chose not to go and get it, and it's saved by Penrod.
Great hand save to her left there, pushing that one wide. Still in play, though.
Deanna Ramirez gets it inside again, once again to Woodward. Woodward to Drinkwater, whose kick is straight to Penrod, who catches it this time.
Absolutely phenomenal second half from Penrod. In the right place, the right time, every single opportunity.
Yeah, and I bet Woodward's shaking her head a little bit, though. The shot was right in Penrod's wheelhouse. She didn't have to move very far to get that hand save. It was a hard strike, but if she would have buried it into a corner, been no chance for Penrod to get it. As it is, Bluffton has possession again. Spadling gives it off, and now another opportunity for Drinkwater. Penrod will let her have it. Drinkwater's left-footed kick is blocked for a corner, and that's the defender coming in to make that play, Abby Karikas, who caught up to Drinkwater at the last moment.
And now finally Marbeck will check into the contest. Rachel Short-Miller checking out. She's been on the entire second half here and looking for a breather.
Woodward will take the corner kick once again, as we are accustomed to seeing from her. She's right-footed kicker, so it's an in-swing this time. And the goalkeeper committed to it and didn't get it. That's a dangerous position for your goal to be in, but it manages to slip past everyone. Isala collects it. Now Karina Flores chips it forward, looking for Deanna Ramirez, who is marked offsides.
Yeah, it looked like she tried to run back on sides and then run forward to get the ball, and she was still the first one to get to the ball, but you can't do that.
Yeah, no. It's
not quite how it works.
It's when the pass is given, not when it reaches your vicinity. Still, if you...
And you can't come back on sides and then go get it. Someone else has to touch it before you can replay it.
But, I mean, if you know you're offsides and
just let it go.
You're the only... Yeah, that's true.
You should just let it go. That's happened numerous times where a player thinks, oh, I'm offsides, I'll still touch it, and there'll be a whistle, when there's a player behind them who is on sides and would have been through. It's happened numerous times, at least on the men's side.
Here's something going on for Bluffton. Liming is going to pass it forward. Her ball is well defended by Zimmerman. Zimmerman knows all she has to do is block the offensive player in that case and follow the ball. Didn't quite have the momentum to go all the way out of bounds, so Zimmerman kicks it forward. The clearance bounces off of Zimmerman's back by Dusty Diener, but Diener recovers to give it to Karina Flores, who will clear it more successfully this time and actually get it to the feet of Deanna Ramirez, who loses the ball. Well, is fighting for it. I shouldn't say has lost it because she has regained it now. Giving it to Xenia Isala. Isala's kick forward is deflected. Karina Flores will collect it, and Isala has it right back again.
About 9 minutes left here. Goshen with a comfortable 2-0 lead and still pushing for a third.
Yeah, I don't see that 2-0 lead being a curse anytime soon. The Leafs are continuing to play extremely well. And meanwhile, the lack of substitutions, I think, now really setting in for Bluffton.
Speaking of substitutions, however, it is for the Maple Leafs. Talia Borum checking back into the contest. Let's see who comes off. It looks like it's going to be Drinkwater, whose night most likely will be done.
Yes, Drinkwater and Woodward had some great opportunities up there in front, but just not quite enough connections. And now Bluffton will make some changes.
We'll see if the center official will let them. Looks like they didn't get up to the line early enough, so they're going to have to wait for the next dead ball. As the ball's back in play now with the Maple Leafs.
Berkey fighting for it in the middle, eventually kicked away from everyone and cleared down. Taylor Best is chasing after it. Will she get to it before it goes out of bounds? She will, but she has no help. Eventually passes it back to Liming. No, I'm sorry, Liming now the recipient of a pass here in the middle. Liming, she going to look for a shot? She will. It's not on target. Lucky for Molly Zook, it's going to hit the GoLeafs.net sign
And now here
behind
come
the
the
goal.
subs for the Beavers. Number 11, Audrey Bartel, seeing her first action of the second half. Also checking in, returning here in the second half, is Caitlin Gardella. Headed over to the bench is Isabel Friend, and also Taylor Best.
Zook take a rare goal kick for the Leafs tonight. Her target sailed it over the head of Zimmerman a little bit, and here's an opportunity for the Beavers. Looks like it went off the hand of Gardella potentially. The ball is being fought for, no whistles. Ball eventually won by Zimmerman. She clears it up ahead looking for Mara Beck. Beck getting her first touch since returning to the game, but loses it out of bounds does Zimmerman, so another throw-in coming for Bluffton. The throw inside, nice flick of the head by Gardella. And the cross inside, though, will easily, well, I shouldn't say easily, be collected by Molly Zook. It looked like she had great positioning, and then Liming put some pressure right on her body. Zook took a little tumble to the ground, but no real problem. The punt will bounce just short of midfield, but it is accurate right to Artis Woodward, who will now flick it ahead to Huey. Huey collects that nice pass, try to get it ahead. Borum is wide open in the middle. Now she meets a defender. Huey's pass backwards, though, right to Artis Woodward, whose left-footed kick is shanked. It's still bouncing around in the box. Woodward has it again. Where will she go? To the outside. Isala still keeping the possession alive for Goshen, and now it's more formally cleared out by Gardella. Gardella gives it ahead to Liming. Now Liming in a foot race with Karina Flores, which Flores will win and just kick it out of bounds. 6 minutes left to go in this game. There's no reason for Karina Flores to do anything but just make the safest play, let the defenders for Goshen come back down onto the field, make sure nothing happens on this offensive possession for Bluffton. And
you might be able to sense a little bit of the frustration in JD's voice here. The Maple Leafs continuing to have more and more attacks, but not able to find the back of the net. Well, hey, you have to have a lot of attempts just to get those chances. And as they move forward in the season, they're going to know what to expect because they've been there before now. This is great experience for the Maple Leafs. And they can do it because they have a comfortable 2-0 lead here with just about 5.5 left.
Yeah, I don't want to give the impression that Goshen College is not still absolutely dominating this soccer game, because they still are. One team is getting all of the offensive possessions, and even if they're not manifesting in second half goals, just keeping that possession consistently is plenty to keep a 2-goal margin. Ball goes out of bounds once again. Bluffton is keeping a bit of an extended offensive possession, but it hasn't really gone any closer to the actual goal, kind of just settling around this near sideline. Huff's throw in, miscommunication with Gardella. It will be intercepted by Flores, but the Leafs don't do a great job of clearing it. Dusty Diener collects it in the box, challenged by Liming, and Diener comes away with it. Now Diener fighting against another defender, but she eventually dribbles it out of the near sideline. And again, that's fine for Goshen. Just regroup, bend but don't break defense is fine at this junction of the game. With just 4.5 to play, it's hard to see Bluffton scoring 2 goals, although we do see Goshen score 2 goals in the last 3 minutes of the game against Holy Cross, so anything's possible. That was one of the best opportunities of the game, meanwhile, for Bluffton. Off of the kick, it was Snyder who had an opportunity there for a header, but she just couldn't land it on frame. And Molly Zook's goal kick once again, looking for Ramirez again, will be intercepted by Foster Wheeler. Settling down with it, though, is Zimmerman. Will kick it forward once again, looking for Ramirez. That looked like it could have been a foul, maybe playing advantage here, as Borum comes away with it and finds the inseam. Artis Woodward has her best shot yet, but she's offsides.
That's one of those examples that I was talking about earlier, where one of the players was offsides and another player making a run right behind them was not offsides, and that's Caitlin Huey in that situation. Huey was by far onside as she came streaking from the left back position, but Woodward didn't know that she was behind her. You got to communicate there from Huey, otherwise Huey would have been in and could have put that one away just like Woodward did.
For what it's worth, Woodward did what she was supposed to do with that situation, but offsides. Continues a slew of missed opportunities for the Leafs in this second half, but again, as we said, they are playing much better soccer, as a very ambitious pass to Liming will find the hands of Molly Zook as she prepares to punt it away. 3 minutes to go in this game, a 2-0 lead for the Goshen College women. as they're looking to put a wrap on yet another non-conference win. And I'm not really sure where that kick was supposed to be going from Erica Keller. It goes off the end line for another Molly Zook goal kick. No trouble there. Zook's goal kick is short and right to Huey. Huey to Woodward, and the pass was a little bit wide. It'll be a throw in. Huff will take it. Brittany Huff, the sophomore forward from St. Mary's, Ohio. Right to Spadling. Ball bouncing around, eventually finds the feet of Woodward on the near sideline. That flick ahead to Borum. Well defended. And kicking it ahead to Erica Keller. Her touch wasn't very good, though, and it goes out of bounds. A throw-in coming for the Leafs.
Just under 2 minutes remain now. Goshen still comfortably up 2-0. Looking to just kind of run the clock out here, but not afraid to look for opportunities as well moving forward.
No, and like we said, 2 goals in the last 3 minutes against Holy Cross. Goshen is looking for goals the entire game. Borum's touch does go out of bounds, though, so it was Bluffton ball while I was talking, and then it became Goshen ball quickly after that. Maddie Berkey going forward to Woodward. Woodward's touch not great, but all that all that Taylor Good can do with it is kick it out of bounds.
Kicked it right into that Maple Leaf bench, and Lena Charles was right there. Made a great keeper save with the hands above the head.
Yeah, field players can do that too. Ooh, that look ahead to Borum, and she's offsides. Wow.
Nonetheless, it was another great save there from Penrod.
Yeah, but she didn't cleanly collect it, so who knows what would have happened on a rebound opportunity had the flag not gone up. That one I'm not so sure about. But
60 seconds remain.
Yeah, it is what it is. Brittany Huff looking for Liming. This is what the offense has been reduced to, but Liming is actually going to win the ball. But her immediate shot is well wide and well high. And Molly Zook is going to have another goal kick. About 40 seconds left in the game. I think we can pretty safely assume the Goshen College women are going to walk away with a victory here tonight. Even if it isn't 2-0, couldn't really anticipate needing overtime so far tonight. Zook is taking her sweet time making this kick, and there's no problem with that. We'll have a short post game after the conclusion of this one, as the ball reaches Penrod at the other end with 10 seconds left to go. A desperation heave is going up to Gardella. Is she going to be able to get her foot on the ball for a kick? Looks like she actually will. Actually, she passed it up with 3 seconds left, and actually a goal scored about 3 seconds after the final whistle was registered by Liming, but that means no goal. 2-0 is our final score here from the John Ingold Athletic Complex. Goshen College wins their second game in a row after a 4-0 win over Holy Cross. 2 goals in the first half were good enough for the Maple Leafs. We'll be back with some post-game coverage of your Goshen College Maple Leafs. 2-0 again, our final. Goshen over Bluffton. Back here for the John Ingold Athletic Complex, where we have seen the Goshen College women victors, and you can hear the fans in the crowd. They're happy to see it. 2-1-0, the record for the Goshen College women Maple Leafs. 2 goals, both in the first half, relatively early in the game. In the 18th minute, it was Artis Woodward. She got a pass inside the box that was poorly kept by the goalkeeper, Courtney Davis, and that afforded her an opportunity, relatively easy shot on goal, and she did not waste the opportunity. An early 1-0 lead. Not a minute later, and it was Janeth Vela taking a shot from outside the box. A rocket that was in the perfect spot. Very hard to defend. It bounced off the top crossbar and into the goal. That's pretty much an undefendable shot. unless you're significantly taller than Courtney Davis is. And it was 2-0 Goshen from that point, and so it was for the remainder of the game. We had a goal waved off because it was about 3 seconds after the final whistle for Bluffton, so 2-0 our final score. Andrew, take me through some of the stats of that game.
Looking at stats, first shots, Maple Leafs recorded 29 shots, 16 of them on goal here tonight. As for the Beavers, 10 shots, 2 of them on frame. The Maple Leafs committed 6 fouls as opposed to 3 for the Beavers. No cards, no cautions shown tonight. And looking at some saves, 14 saves for the Beavers, only 2 for the Maple Leafs. Leading scorers tonight were, once again, Vela and Woodward. Great performance from the Maple Leafs. Also looking, one other statistic of note here tonight, 8 corner kicks for the Maple Leafs. Bluffton University had 2 corner kicks of their own.
Coming up for the Maple Leafs, you can catch the women again on August 30th, a Tuesday, for a 7 o'clock game. Pregame starts at 6:40 against Mary Grove. And you can catch the men against Madonna on Saturday here at home. At least you'll be on the call for that one. At any rate, the women here winners 2-0, as we said, over the course of the second half. Despite no more goals after the 19th minute of play, it was all Goshen College all game long. You could tell the fatigue was bothering the Bluffton Beavers a little bit. But, you know, this was an exhibition game for them. This does not count against their record. I wish them the best of luck going forward in the NCAA Division III. But meanwhile, for your Goshen College Maple Leafs, this win mattered as much as any other non-conference win does. And it's a win against our friendly rivals, fellow Mennonite College in Bluffton University.
Yeah, anytime you can go 2-0 in a week is a good sign for your program, and especially when you're beating a rival.
Absolutely. You know, getting a 6-0 margin over the last 2 games shows strength at the back. The back line we've complimented over and over, plays it safe and plays it strong. Natalie Thorne and now Molly Zook have gotten in on the action with 2 consecutive clean sheets. And the Goshen offense, 6 goals in 2 games is about as good of an average as you can possibly ask for. Well, Andrew, it's been a pleasure talking with you about Goshen College women's soccer. I'm JD Hirschberger, signing off for you now from the live stream on GoLeafs.net. Thanks for tuning in from the John Ingold Athletic Complex. 2-0 the final for the Goshen College women.